Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast. Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trey. This Thursday, January 30th.
Yes. Good to be back after a hiatus last week, talking sports with you guys. And I mean, it's sad football's coming to an end, but we're coming to the big one finally, and I'm excited. So
football. Yeah, there's a pretty big one this Saturday, isn't there, Tyler?
No, I'm not even going to look at it.
Yeah. I don't even acknowledge you.
Okay.
No acknowledgement.
That's fine. Go to hell, Carolina, right?
It's Duck
GTHC.
Fook week. Duck Fook.
Yeah, GTHC.
Duck Fook.
Yeah, but we got some football to talk about. We got some college basketball to talk about here. It's kind of a big game here in about 2 weeks. I think on Sunday. Is it? Super Bowl. So Super Bowl, we'll talk some Super Bowl stuff. We'll talk some championship matchups from the previous weekend. I mean, personally, I was disappointed, but it is what it is. So we'll get into some of that stuff.
Yeah. The country was disappointed.
Yeah.
Right? Like the entire country is disappointed. Like you know how they put up those maps, like those stupid maps of like who's like seriously, the majority of the United States is like, what the hell? I mean,
I know.
I think let's just dive right into it. Like I think the only thing that is somewhat like exciting, I don't even want to say exciting, but like the historical aspect is the possibility of seeing the first ever three-peat in the modern era of football.
Okay.
Can I be honest with you? What I can compare it to is it reminds me of people that were kind of excited for the Patriots to go undefeated. And I couldn't have been any less excited for that. Now, granted, I'm also definitely not cheering for the Eagles. And honestly, I'm just going to get this off my chest here. This has nothing to do with like a Saquon Barkley, a Jalen Hurts. It has everything to do with Nick Sirianni.
Yep.
I can't stand Nick Sirianni as a coach, as just his antics. I don't like him. If the Eagles had probably almost anybody else, I may be like, wow, okay,
Pete Carroll.
right. Like that would probably be the only other person. Sorry, Trent. But yeah, I just, it's literally the reason. He's a smug asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm sure, Eagles fans love him because of that. You know what I mean? But like at the same time, it's like he is the reason I just can't stand it.
Yeah, Tyler, I'm with you on that.
It's again, it is what it is. Like I actually really like Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Like I'd love to see him succeed and get a Super Bowl. I really wish Sirianni was not the damn coach.
Yeah. I think
I like Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts too. I'm just saying.
I like Jalen.
I just respect what he. I respect how he handled things early in his career, going back to college. I know some will say that he ran away, and transferred to Oklahoma his last year, but that was writing on the wall. But that year that they replaced him with Tua, I believe in the national championship game, correct? And kind of just had to swallow his pride and realize hey, he's a good teammate. Not saying he's elite quarterback, but he's a pretty damn good football player.
Let's pause on that thing because I'm going to bring that up to Trey here. Trey, did you want to say something first, though?
Yeah, I did, because I agree with you, Tyler, that Sirianni is just like the ultimate easy to hate guy. His face, like his little mannerisms and stuff. Like, even when he brought his kid into the press conference after he did some like bad things on the sideline, it's like, dude, you're using your kid as a meat shield from the press. Like, just little scumbag stuff like that just rubs me the wrong way. So yeah, I agree with you on that, Tyler. In addition to as to why I am probably finding myself cheering for the Chiefs just because of the situation, is not. I have a lot of family and Eagles fans that I like that are not an issue. Shout out Matt Faust, who's not an annoying Eagle fan.
Shout out Faust. He's just a diehard fan. I can appreciate that.
You're right, but there are so many more that, including like my close friends, that are just so I can't stand to listen to them talk about football, talk about like breaking down the game and everything like that. Like they have the audacity to sit there and make comments about the Chiefs, and then when there's one thing like a blatant call that favors the Eagles, you're like, oh, what did the refs throw all those interceptions too? And it's like two things can be true at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Eagles, I just think they're a little insufferable. And
Hey, but not Faust.
no, not Matt Faust. No. Thanks,
Shout out, Matt.
Appreciate you. But Trent, to your point, sorry, I know this is long-winded. You were spot on. Jalen Hurts is not an elite quarterback. Well, this is one of the things that makes me mad about Eagles fans is, oh, thank God we wouldn't be anywhere if we didn't have Jalen Hurts. Like, this is all Jalen, blah, blah, blah. And no, I'm sorry, it's not. It's your amazing offensive line, your elite defense, and the best running back in the league in Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts is a great football player, competitor, leader, game manager.
Can I
admit that? I would respect them a lot more.
I was gonna say, I think the most credit goes to their GM because the guy does pull off miracles.
100%.
It's like you almost like question like, what does he have on the league? Like,
yeah.
So Trey, my question though, Trey, is now Jalen Hurts has been to the Super Bowl now twice in the last 3 years, and I know you're claiming game manager, and I'm, which I hear all the time about my quarterback, but I mean.
He's a capable. He's Russell Wilson. He's old Russell Wilson when he played for the Seahawks.
Ooh,
but I feel like it's a different game because I feel like Russell Wilson could just because I think Russell Wilson could chuck the ball up
and what does Jalen Hurts
guys
do?
Go get it. Jalen Hurts gets it with his legs.
And so does Russell Wilson back then.
Yeah, but
and when he does throw the ball, what's he doing? He's throwing streaks to AJ Brown down the sideline on 4th and 5.
Or Devontae. You are. I do see a very.
Yeah.
I see a very
defense.
Big.
He doesn't have to win them the games. He just has to not make mistakes and
very big similarity. Very big similarity. But dude, guys, it all comes back to the week where I think they lost and Saquon had like under 10 carries, correct? And they're like, why didn't you give the ball to Saquon? And from that point forward, I think it was right after their bye week. They decided, all right, let's when in doubt, just give it to Saquon.
The horse.
And look what it's done. Like the guy when he's healthy, he is clearly a legendary running back, like Hall of Fame worthy running back.
Yep.
Now, show you how bad the Giants.
Now, if he would have broke that damn record, then he's definitely a Hall of Famer, but not quite yet.
No, you put him in the elite class, of course. I mean, it is funny though. I think some of us, I don't know, you guys both, I believe, brought it up at one point in time, like how good guys are now all of a sudden when their teams are winning. Go back to McCaffrey, go back to McCaffrey with the Panthers, go back now, not this year, and then go look at Saquon, now that he's with the Eagles away from the Giants, it's like all of a sudden he can do whatever he wants. And
well, it also helps that offensive line. You're like, I heard a stat, average yards before being touched by a defender for a starting running back, Saquon is 2.2 yards on average before he gets touched. That's like 1 yard greater than the next best running back. Like that's
as an offensive line coach, that's called displacing the line of scrimmage.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Trey, you brought up a point too about Hurts not making mistakes either. So Eagles were plus 11 in the turnover margin throughout the regular season this year. Right now in the playoffs, they're plus 10.
Wow.
They have 10 takeaways and they have 0 turnovers in the playoffs. I mean,
that's
the game changer, right? I mean, you can see that clearly. And I believe the Commanders had 4?
The Packers had 3, the Rams had 4. Yeah. Like you think back to every one of those games, that was the difference maker, is the turnovers.
It's the only way the Chiefs it's the only way the Eagles win. And the Chiefs don't do that. Chiefs don't do that.
One other thing, I bring this stat up a lot, little fun fact, and Jalen Hurts is now officially the third quarterback to be an exception for the curse of.
I thought of that the other day. I was going to bring that up.
Yep. So quarterbacks that lose their first ever Super Bowl appearance never make it back. There were 2 before this year. It was Jim Kelly and John Elway. And Jalen Hurts is now the third. So we'll see what happens.
means the curse is broken. So Brock's back next year.
It's not
baby,
broken. It's not. I
2025.
don't know if it's broken.
Boom.
It's still pretty crazy.
If
If there's anyone that's going to get back, it's Joe Burrow.
Got to.
I don't know if he's in a great situation.
I think Joe
Somehow.
Burrow and Jared Goff get there.
I don't think Jared Goff.
I don't know, man. I think that Lions thing is closing
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
I think that window is
Disagree.
slowly closing.
Disagree, guys. How much do you buy into the logo, the color of the Super Bowl
I
logo?
know.
Because guys, there's no red and there's no green. So
This year?
next year.
And Trent, that's not the real logo.
How do you figure?
It was generated. It was fact checked.
Was
I
it?
don't think they released
It's not
that
the
yet.
official logo. Yeah, it's not the.
Well, it was
official
very
logo.
blue. It was very blue. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
People talked Rams Titans.
Or Bills.
No, I saw
no, that's
Lions.
what it was.
I
think it
saw
was Bills
Lions
Titans.
Bills. Lions.
Yeah.
So speaking of Bills, let's bring them up. I mean, are they? So a little bit of interesting stats about the Bills. Because I will make the statement that they might be the most cursed franchise in NFL history. They have 78 playoff wins with 0 Super Bowl wins. Josh Allen, I think, has the record for most playoff wins as a starting quarterback of like 7 to never make the Super Bowl itself.
Yeah.
I mean, lost what? They lost 4 Super Bowls back in what was that, the 90s, Ty, or the 80s?
90s against the Cowboys.
90s. So like, and now you are like in your prime, and it sucks that like they're peaking again, but they're peaking at the same exact moment that the Chiefs exist with Patrick Mahomes. So it's like what is your take on that? Because like, are they ever going to get over the hump?
So
They're also
it sucks that you say they're cursed because
Haunted.
crazy. I know, but
Haunted?
but here's the thing: as crazy as Bills Mafia is, they're also like
the nicest people.
great group of people as fans, like donating all the money to Mark Andrews Foundation.
Mhm.
After they, that game, like just the stuff that they do, like that, like they're a great group of people. So like to say that they're cursed, like that sucks. Like I don't think they are, but I'm just saying, like you almost kind of feel bad for them. It's like all this karma, good karma that they put out there, and like it never really returns. So like hopefully maybe this will. I don't know. What were you gonna say, Trey?
I was gonna say that to add on to Trent's crazy stats about in the last 5 years, they have the most wins in NFL history without a Super Bowl appearance in a 5-year span.
Whew. Wow.
Of any franchise, any team in history. So
And they've won now, like they've started their streak of their own division titles, right? 5 or 6 straight, correct?
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Ever since Tom left. So
it might be more than that, Trent.
So it's just a tough situation. I mean, I wouldn't even say that like Allen blew it or anything like that. I just like this year, I thought this year's game, and as much as we want to say, oh, he got that first down or that unbelievable call that they called a catch for Xavier Worthy. It's like they didn't play bad. It was just like you've got to take it from the Chiefs. And I hate to bring it up again, I never brought it up last week, but it's like the Super Bowl last year. It's like if you don't take it, like take it and run with it and keep it, like it, you give them any sort of chance, they're going to pull it up. You give them any sort of chance, a questionable call is going to end up seeming like the changing factor. But like, and don't get me wrong, we talked about referee bias last episode. But like, it's still just like, man, like, I don't know. Like if you're Josh Allen looking back at it, it's like, damn, like, how's this happen? Like, how are you going to get over the hump? Like how's it going to happen? The only guy right now, guys, the only guy that can beat any of these guys besides is Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady. Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, the only two.
He needed that final drive, man. Like that final drive, like they had him. So I brought up the point when I was watching the game is that like, who was it? It might have been Worthy. Whoever got that one catch, and they ran out of bounds literally at the 10-yard marker. okay, to stop the clock. Okay, this was like right around the 3-minute mark. And then the Chiefs couldn't get a first down.
Pacheco. Yeah.
So it was either touchdown, but if you hold them from the touchdown, then they can't get the first down. So then they're gonna have to kick it, and then you still have a chance as the Bills. So like, first off, I don't know how that spot was, but like, what a shitty place to run out of bounds at is right at the 10-yard. Like, at least got the 11, dude. Like, because especially in wide open field. But so I looked at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, because initially before that happened, I'm like, all right, game's over. There's 5 minutes on the clock. The Chiefs, they do such a good job. Now, their defense is obviously spectacular, but the Chiefs do such a good job offensively of just running the clock.
Yeah.
They run the shit out of the clock where if you're up by 2 points or, the Chiefs are up by like 2 or 3 points and there's like 8 minutes on the clock and the Chiefs have the ball, more than likely, if the ball is on the 20-yard line, they're going to run that entire clock out and win by 2 points.
What they do is they just control the pace of the game, however they
100%.
feel. Like, you can say that they can run a clock out for 8 minutes, but they can also score a touchdown in 40 seconds. Like,
they could, but I mean, I feel like
plays,
they'd rather they're so good at running the clock out.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
It's like they score the points, and they're like, all right, I think that's all we need now. Let's just handle business now.
It's like that. What do they call it? The 4-minute drill.
It's like 8-minute drill for that, man. It's like it's a whole fourth quarter.
So can I ask a real quick question to you both? Between the quarterbacks in the AFC right now, that I guess are quote unquote like the elite status, who would you take right now to start a franchise? Like if you were in charge of the team right now, would you take Josh Allen or Joe Burrow? Those are your only two options.
I would take Josh Allen.
I'd take Josh Allen too because Josh Allen can run.
Yeah,
he's got that. I don't know.
He's like a winner. I know that sounds stupid to say after we just talked about how he can't beat the Chiefs, but realistically, he is a gamer. Like he will do whatever it takes to win.
You can make that argument for Burrow though. Burrow was LSU champ. Like
I don't think Joe Burrow on a 4th and 9 will truck stick people to get the first down. I don't think
that's why
he'll make an incredible pass.
But Josh Allen can do that too.
Here's the
not against the Chiefs.
The only between the two of them, the only one that really has the Chiefs. I'm not going to say he has their number, but Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is better against Mahomes than Josh Allen is
in the playoffs.
The only thing that would hold me back, because I personally don't get me wrong, I like Josh Allen in the running thing. His ability to run does change it, but like I favor more in terms of like long term now, like Joe Burrow. But then again, long term with Joe Burrow's health, like he's been injured significantly twice. So, but I guess I'd have to kind of like take that away. But
yeah, Trey, what were you gonna say?
I was just saying another little fun fact: Super Bowl jerseys is the same exact as 2 years ago, from pants to jerseys to helmet, everything.
What they say, white jerseys is won all except when the Chiefs wore red.
Yeah,
in the it's been a lot of years.
Yeah, so they're wearing white with red pants. Eagles
I'm
wearing
sorry, but
white pants.
Yeah, I won't say my pick yet, but I do. Let me bring this up. Like Mahomes wins this. Not saying he is. Like I don't think you. Okay, so I'm not going to say that he's going to be he's the greatest of all time, but I do believe if he wins this one, you can now bring that up in discussion.
Yeah,
like with Tom Brady.
People bring it up the next day.
They've already brought it up.
But I think after this, if he three-peats and wins this and has how many,
that's worthy.
I think you could totally bring it up in conversation. But once again, I'm not saying he is, because I mean I still look at like it is very similar, guys. Like we've lived through the heart of the Patriots dynasty, and now we're we're living through this Chiefs dynasty, and dynasties are actually, believe it or not, I think they're actually really good for the sport to some degree, because I think it builds, people will be out there cheering for the dynasty, like we said earlier, but don't you think like it also attracts people to cheer against it just as much, if not more?
Yeah.
Can we also just talk about the fact, though, when you want to talk about the Patriots team with Brady and the Chiefs team with Mahomes, they're both built very, 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 very similarly. Okay. And think about them. All right. Yeah. Elite defenses. Mm-hmm. Okay. Chiefs elite defense. Patriots always had elite defenses, right? Monster tight end that just catches, anything they want, gets touchdowns.
A blocking running back.
And both were 87,
wide receiver,
weirdly enough, right? Speedster wide receivers that you could make the argument that the quarterback made them a star, because there's not like your star-studded, A.J. Brown on your team. Like, it's little fast guys that can just run you wherever you want. I mean, with the exception of Tyreek Hill, I would say he's a superstar, but like he hasn't been there for 3 years.
I was just saying, but that's another Patriots factor, is they got rid of Tyreek Hill, and Patriots used to do that too with big names. Be like, what are they thinking? And then it's like, holy shit,
Well, and the last thing I'll bring up here is running backs, right?
Bunch of different
Patriots never had that running back where you're like, oh man, the Patriots running back will just run over you. And the Chiefs have never had that either. It's almost like a constant rotation with, like you just said, Trey, with a bunch of different guys that, are essentially the same and can do, a whole bunch of different stuff. The teams are almost identical. Yeah. Like when you think about the similarities, it is wild. It is wild to really kind of think about, what that looks like.
Yeah. It is like the same exact structure, even like
Chris Jones in the middle, Vince Wilfork. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got
legendary head coach.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's. I remember the argument. It always cracked me up too when I think about it now. Is Andy Reid's never can win the big one. He just makes it. Wins the NFC Championship and loses. And there for a while, I didn't think he was gonna win it. But what was this? Was his first one against Niners?
So, okay, I have a question for you guys. Who was in more of an Andy Reid-like situation when he was with the Eagles?
What's that?
Is it oh my God, McDermott, or is it Shanahan with the Niners?
Oof.
Do you know what I
mean? Yeah, like you're saying if they left.
McDermott should be gone.
I'm saying who's in a more of an okay, who needs to leave their current situation to finally break through and win the Super Bowl for them as a coach?
McDermott.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Shanahan needs to leave, dude. Especially getting Robert back. Hey, breaking news. Bearded Baker Banter broke it first.
Yeah.
Robert's solid defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Technically the night before it happened. It's our sources, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's not Trent. He hates Trent.
Who are sources?
Yeah.
No, Robert Saleh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He actually called me up. He's like, yo, that asshole brother of yours.
I'm just saying, it's because I called it like it happened way before it happened. All right. So I have one last thing on my end to just kind of bring up a weird fact about this coming Super Bowl. This could very well be the second Super Bowl that Carson Wentz will be a part of where he has to watch his backup potentially win.
Which is
former backup, I guess, but
crazy. Now, hold on though. Technically, wasn't he hurt though? Like he couldn't have played.
The year that Foles won, yeah.
Right. When was
for his ACL? Well then, remember, they went back to.
He sit behind Hurts.
They went back to Wentz, and then they drafted Hurts like randomly.
That's right.
And and then Wentz just pretty much fell apart. Like he just sucked.
What a weird career, man.
Yeah, because he was, guys, if you recall that year before he tore his ACL against, I believe it was the Rams, he was having like an MVP caliber year.
He was the reason they were going into the playoffs.
Yes, as like a top seed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what in the hell happened? Like that's a weird career.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to get into that. That's just weird career to me.
Yeah.
Trey, what you said something about coaching, right?
Yeah, just kind of looking at all the movements and where the dust is settling with all the coaches and stuff. It was cool to, I think the AFC West might have the best conference of coaches ever assembled. You got Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, Andy Reid, and now you got Pete Carroll in there too. Like, all four
pretty
of those
elite.
coaches.
That's pretty elite, man.
Yeah. Just a little observation I made because that's wild to me.
They all have Super Bowls except Harbaugh, right?
Yeah, and Harbaugh and Carroll, man, they can't not be paired together in football.
Dude,
Stanford, USC.
Trent, didn't you say that they actually do not like each other at all?
Yeah, they hate each other.
Oh,
they
sure.
Yeah, it goes back to the time I think Stanford. It was when Matt Barkley was quarterback for USC, and Stanford like ran the score up on them. Even though Stanford was, I believe, unranked, and USC might have been ranked, but they like Harbaugh made an asserted effort to embarrass USC, and at the end of the game, they went at it. I think the headline was how Carroll went up and was like, "What's your deal, man?" Like,
yeah.
So, and Trey, you're right. Then they followed themselves to the NFC West, and now they're AFC West. And gosh, I hope Pete gets the better part of them.
Again.
Hey, if history repeats itself, he always did in the NFC West. Because Harbaugh could not beat the Seahawks ever.
Yeah, that was a pretty darn good Seahawks crew, though.
It was Richard Sherman.
Yeah, Legion of Boom.
Gosh, I think some of those guys are still playing. Bobby Wagner and them guys.
Yeah,
he is. I think the whole secondary is gone.
Jamal Adams.
No.
He wasn't in the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, it was Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas.
Yeah, Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas.
Right. That's right.
And Richard Sherman.
We already talked about Sherman.
And Byron Maxwell too.
Yeah. So Adams was not in that.
So one last thing here before we
this guy.
You guys can just shut the fuck up. Now, one other coaching thing real quick I did want to bring up is obviously the only position left now is the New Orleans Saints position, where as of yesterday, Mike McCarthy has now pulled himself out of the mix. There is talk that he will look next year as a coach somewhere in the NFL. But we will see. So, yeah, Trey, we can all hear you, bud.
I'm seeing Kellen Moore. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be Kellen Moore. All signs are pointing because Joe Brady pulled his name out. The guy's name is slipping my.
What about Mike McCarthy?
No, that's Tyler. Tyler just clarified that. I think you were having some audio issues there. But Mike McCarthy pulled his name out. Offensive coordinator Kingsbury, he pulled his name out. So all indication if Kellen Moore wants to be a head coach, I think this is the spot that might land in his lap. It is noted, Ty, I might have missed it. Did you talk about how McCarthy's kind of doing what he did last time? Was like, hey, I want to wait till next hiring cycle.
Take it like evaluate and kind of almost like evaluate your own coaching.
Yeah. So
no, I can respect that. I don't know, man. Why are guys pulling out of the job then?
I think
probably because the cap hell.
But I also think a lot of guys in this day and age with football itself is like I think more and more head coaches are just opting to be coordinators, and I think coordinators are now opting to stay coordinators. If you're Kingsbury right now, you very well have a future stud there to just call plays. And like,
Yeah.
at this point, I don't know if he needs the money. And it's like a lot of guys that are coordinators at that level in the NFL and even like big time college football, they're like, when you become a head coach, you don't really get to coach as much. It's like
Right.
when you get to be the OC again or DC again, you're actually coaching football rather than just being like a face for the franchise and a manager. You know what I mean? It's
Dude, you're right. Kingsbury has it good there.
yeah, like you got a defensive head coach and you are the OC. So like your head coach really isn't going to sit there and especially Dan Quinn, step on your toes and tell you what you need to be running. Hell, if anything, Dan Quinn favors Kingsbury because he's half the time saying, "Hey, Cliff, you got 4 plays here, right? Like, be aggressive as hell." So an offensive mind is going to love that, and I like the move. I like that he's saying, you know what, I could go to a crappy situation and really struggle, and then just end up getting fired anyways. Like, why leave this right now? Let's enjoy this. Which I think Ben Johnson did.
Yeah. So Trey, you said is the Saints cap terrible? Like I'm not aware of that.
It's been for like 4 years.
Okay.
They're paying
how'd that happen?
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Like I'm trying to think. Like Drew Brees, like
no,
you know what I mean? Like
Michael Thomas, maybe
who's been
going now 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because in my opinion, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's a pretty attractive position in terms of the division.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you?
I think
you're gonna be in the mix. But maybe you might be right.
Yeah, it's just a bad situation.
So, all right. Anything else football wise?
No, I mean I can't wait for the Pro Bowl events.
Shush.
Just needs to stop, man. Like it's.
But
sucks.
We will
like,
just to clarify, Ty, for our listeners, we will have our bearded best bets and some fun props next week. We did a prop sheet last year. So
we'll prop sheet out too.
I've been scouting coin flips, looking up the numbers, getting my $50 bet ready.
So for anybody, in case anybody's wondering, fade Trey coin flip.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think he's going to win it this year. I think he's due.
I think I'm like 1-6.
Can we hedge
start doing it?
I don't know how you hedge that.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what I'm taking until after the flip.
No,
I'll tell you next week. All right.
I was say I want to know. I might.
You guys are going to fade me.
I might tail you. Tails.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely have all that stuff next week for Super Bowl. We'll do kind of our Super Bowl discussion, Super Bowl picks, all that other fun stuff. So kind of let the week go as it will. But we'll have that next week then. Can't believe Super Bowl next week. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's sad.
What the hell are we doing?
It sucks.
Just have to cherish it, right, Trey? Is that what you said?
Yeah. It really makes you think that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sucks.
The one sporting event that I absolutely cherish is March Madness, that tournament. Like I get sad as the days are, like, even on the first weekend, I'm like, as the games pass by, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a little sadder.
Yeah.
Well,
sucks.
But it's so exciting.
We just gotta get it going here for championship
yes.
conference championships and everything else. It's like
love that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be good. We'll be
Are we ready, guys? Trey, give us a little bit of the ball is
No, that's reserved for special occasions.
Okay.
You are gonna sing that again this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Ty, we transfer in here to
let's go. Go college basketball.
All right. So here we go. As it stands right now, okay, according to Joey Douchey Lenardi, at this point, SEC, he has them with 4 locks for the tournament, 5 likely, and 2 bubble.
Whoa. The SEC, he has only 4 locks.
4 locks. 4 locks. I think locked in is what he's referring to as locks is, I guess, NCAA lock. If they're likely, it means they have an 80% chance or better, is according to his documentation here.
So who the heck's he gobbling?
So his locks are Auburn, Bama, Florida, Tennessee, and then his likelies are Kentucky, A&M, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Missouri.
Kentucky's likely?
Yeah.
Well, you understand if they wouldn't have won, I guess this is 2 nights ago now, against Tennessee, they would have been sub 500 in their conference.
I understand that, but they're also
and still top,
like number 12.
I know, Tyler.
Like, how's he gonna sit there and say that maybe they're number 12?
This is according to Joe Ducey-Lenari, so who knows what he thinks? But a likely means an 80% or better. Okay, so 80% or better to make the tournament, because quite honestly, every single one of those teams is a lock to make it. Correct, unless there's some massive fallout. But one thing I do want to talk about in that mix there with the SEC. Is the upcoming Alabama schedule. I should say, I guess not up. Well, yeah, in the month of February, I just want to kind of point this out because this is a team to be careful because their season could completely flip on its head here. Starting February 15th, Bama plays Auburn.
Okay.
Their next game, they play Missouri. Next game, they play Kentucky. Then they play Mississippi State. Then they play Tennessee, then they play Florida, and then they play Auburn again. That is all back to back. That's 7 games. 7 games right there for them. So
they just skated by Mississippi State last night too.
Yeah. 4. So that's a very interesting schedule. And then you got Big 12. They have them with 3 locks, 2 likely. I will say this, I don't really understand his numbers here, but he did have the SEC overall getting like 13 total, I guess, with other bubble groups or something like that. But he has the Big 12 with 3 locks, 2 likely, and then he also has them with 8 total teams actually getting in. His locks were Iowa State, Houston, and Kansas. And then likely were Arizona and Texas Tech.
Okay.
And then he does have like the other teams that he has in
UCF
is West Virginia as a 9 seed, not a 16. Baylor.
Years ago, Chad. Let's get over it.
Baylor as a 9 seed, and then he does have Trey. You said UCF as the last team in. Let me backtrack to SEC, so I'll clarify where he got his 13 from. He has Vandy in as a 9 seed at the SEC, Georgia as a 10 seed, Oklahoma as a 10 seed, and then he also has Texas as one of the last 4 in. So
Texas,
Texas lost last night too.
Yeah, last but not least, save the best for last. ACC, 1 lock. And then 2 likely, and 5 total.
Wow.
So they have Duke as the lock,
Sure.
Louisville, who would be a 5 seed according to him, Clemson, which would be a 7 seed, Pitt would be a 10, and then he has Carolina as last 4 in. They do have 2 opportunities to beat Duke, which if you beat Duke, one of those 2, that's going to have huge weight. He does have SMU as like the next 4 out. So it's not a
Carolina's going to have to make some noise in this tournament a little bit in their ACC tournament. As long as they make the ACC tournament.
Just keep in mind, I always come locked and loaded with my ACC representation position. ACC has won the national championship. I believe it's 3 of the last 9, correct? 2015, 17, 19.
You know,
Last
the ACC will have at least two teams in the Final Four.
Yeah, it was actually the last conference to have 3 number 1 seeds from one conference. That was 2019. That was Duke, Virginia, and UNC. It has had at least one team in 7 of the last 9 Final Fours. They had 3 teams in the Elite Eight last year. So just a heads up because the ACC is where it all comes from. The cream will rise to the crop top. So
bingo.
Yep. And then, guys, it is rivalry weekend. Is there any games that you guys would like to talk about, rattle off before? I mean, I know I have the list for you guys, so you just let me know. But
I think what we can do here is I think we can get right into your the main 10, 11 that you picked out.
Okay.
Let's get into those. We can start right at 12 o'clock there.
I was going to say that's the game. That's what a starter for the day.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Florida.
And here's the plan. We in the years past we like to put out a board. And I think at this point in time with football winding down, it's a great time to start kicking that up for some content for us and for our followers to kind of track as well. Not necessarily our recipe picks. Obviously, our recipe's separate, but they don't really release spreads too early. So on here, we're just going to talk about winners, correct? And then, but on Saturday itself, maybe even Friday night, we will have our board ready to go for Saturday morning, I should say. Correct? With the spreads considered then.
Yeah.
Okay. So
as long
let's
as
go.
Everyone gets me their picks.
Yeah.
I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go big time here. Let's go starting at noon. So coming fresh off of a nice brunch. Maybe a little tequila sunrise, Tyler.
Yeah.
Are you on somewhere?
Do it.
I feel like he's always like, guys, I'm like 4 tequila sunrises deep, and it's like 9 in the morning. I'm like,
it's no more than 2, and I also eat a huge breakfast at one of the local restaurants. So,
right.
He
gets a riblet omelet.
No, it's either
shrimp,
cheesesteak, eggs Benedict. I've been going with at the Funk's, or I go with the Blame It on the Sun bowl, which is like biscuits, gravy, eggs, potatoes. Yeah, so that's my brunch, and then I go 2 tequila sunrises, and that's the way you gotta start your set.
And do you nap afterwards?
I was gonna say you need to go back to bed.
Phew, man, I would totally take a nice nap on the couch, wake up to.
I know you would.
Take a little something else nice besides a nap. I'll tell you what after that. But
poop.
Yeah. Here we go. You got number five, Florida, whose coach was just completely cleared of all his creeper allegations.
Was he really?
Yeah, completely fake, made up stuff, no proof. Allegedly, but Florida number 5
talks
at Tennessee. Winners.
I'm going Florida. I don't really trust Tennessee that much. I know they got a pretty solid team, especially defensively. It seems like, but no, I just think Florida. I don't know. I didn't see Florida being this good this year, but they're pretty solid. They got that huge 7-foot kid that can move up and down the floor. I forget his name.
Just say not the 7'9" guy because he's red.
No. They have another tall guy that's. I'm assuming that he's going to replace once he leaves. But
they also got remember the guy that really had a gruesome leg break last year? He was a pretty key player.
Yeah,
he is back now. He's playing again, so they got a little bit more depth.
Yeah, but then you also got to think about though too is with Tennessee. Tennessee may have lost their guard.
Be their third.
Right. So they're dealing with some injuries, and let's keep this in mind too.
Ziegler came back in the game. Ziegler's fine.
Yeah, but he's still dealing with an injury. Like it's not like he's just 100%.
Yeah.
But another thing to keep in mind is Florida did beat Tennessee by 30 last time. So I believe this is in Tennessee.
I can't wait for the
could make a
spread
difference.
because it's in Tennessee. Tennessee's coming off of 2 losses. If you make Tennessee a dog at home, I'm taking Tennessee.
I'm not.
I think Tennessee wins this outright.
You're going Tennessee.
They have to. They can't drop 3. They can't drop a third in a row.
Watch them.
It's Barnes, man.
Yeah.
I'm going Florida.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going Florida. Remember
Whatever.
now, just for listeners' clarification, college basketball, I'm a North Carolina fan. Tennessee is my college football team. So now I still follow Tennessee, but I'm not like diehard fan.
Yeah,
so
all over.
What's are you a Penn State basketball fan over there?
I really have a basketball team.
Exactly.
He's like you at
next
football,
one.
Trent.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you like Duke football?
I actually do like Duke football.
Yeah, sure you go.
I was a big fan of Riley Leonard back in the day. Now I just like Manny Diaz.
Yeah, Penn State.
So I have of all my college football shirt. I don't own many college football team shirts. I do own a Duke football. College football.
It's because it was my shirt.
No, I got it while I was down there. It was on clearance.
I felt like I gave you like 1 or 2 as well.
No, you didn't. Missouri, Mississippi State, 1:00. Number 20 at number 14, Mississippi State.
Mississippi State coming off a loss.
Damn.
I'm gonna go Missouri because I like Missouri's coach.
Okay. Old Cleveland State coach.
That's why I like him. We should go back to Cleveland State, man.
It's tough.
I'm going, and I know I just got done having a side conversation with you guys before we were recording, but I'm going to go Mississippi State here. Their head coach is the old, man. They had an awesome mascot. I can't think of their team name right now. Like the L, like, shoot.
The Shockers.
No, not Wichita State.
You tell
It
me
was
the
like a
team,
new-
I could tell you the.
It was like a New Mexico team, the Bancheros or something like that. Mascot. I'm pretty sure that's their.
New Mexico
Pretty
State.
I'm pretty sure that's their old head coach, but now he's at
Gringos.
Mississippi State.
Guancheros.
Yeah,
It's not as cool as the Paladins, but that's all right.
yeah. So I'm just gonna take.
Gauchos?
That's it. I think that's
You're going Mississippi State. I'm going Missouri. Trey, who you going?
I'm going Missouri as well.
All right. Let's go next one here.
Auburn, number 1 Auburn at Ole Miss. Upset alert, Ole Miss.
It's like he's pulled the rug out, Trent. I'll be honest with you. I watch Auburn play a lot just because I don't know. I'm always quad boxing. They're usually one of the teams that's on, but I'm waiting for Bruce Pearl's team to like have some slip ups, and I haven't seen it. And they're pretty solid. I'm gonna take Auburn in this game, but chances are I'm probably gonna take Ole Miss for the spread. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna end up being about 6.5, 7.5 as a spread. Is my guess.
I see it too.
So I'll probably take Ole Miss on the plus side of the spread on that, but I do think Auburn will win. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Auburn's going to win. I'd like to see what the spread is. Did you guys didn't see one yet? You said
They're not out.
There's no spreads for any of these.
Yeah,
Sadly.
I'm going to take Auburn. I just think they're too well rounded all around. Ole Miss is really good though. I mean,
Did you guys
SEC is really
watch?
good this year.
Did you watch the Tennessee Auburn game?
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, no.
Because, like, my question to you guys: did Broom not look visibly impaired?
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, coming off that, like, he had no lift. He was very grounded. Like, it just, if he's not, like, if they're in jeopardy if he's not 100%. Like,
I agree with that.
and I feel like
He's
I
also
didn't
throwing
see-
double doubles out there like it's his job, though.
But but now he missed 2 or 3 games, and he came back for Tennessee. I'm just saying, if they're not smart about that and get him rested and 100%, that could come back to bite you. Because remember, I mean, you almost saw Duke go down to NC State earlier this week. When you play a game every other day, like because Duke played Saturday and then they came back right and played Monday, like that can hurt you big time. So,
All right.
Next
one here.
Yeah, Georgia at Bama. I think this one's quick and easy. Bama.
I'll take Alabama. I think Georgia's little
fake
height is they're kind of over.
See,
fake is exactly it.
I'm going to take Alabama to win, but this is a game where I'd take Georgia with the spread because I bet you it'll be close to double digits, if not right at double digits. And I do think Georgia's a lot better than what people give them credit for.
Yeah. But I bet it's 12.5, and I bet Alabama wins by 15.
Yeah. All right, I'll take that beer bet with you.
Let's wait for the spread.
Plus 15.
Let's wait for the spread.
All right,
wait for the spread. Just wake up on time on Saturday.
I always do.
All right, next one, Kansas Baylor, 4:00.
It's number Baylor, 11, right?
Yeah.
I'll take. I think. Okay, so Jay, you said upset alert with Ole Miss and Auburn. I'm going to take Baylor upset alert here, and I think they win by 1 or 2.
I'm going Kansas. I just like them.
I'm also going to take it. I'm going to take a step further. It goes to overtime.
Wow.
Depends. I especially if Kansas point guard does play, because he did miss last game. I would say Kansas wins, but Baylor. I have a feeling Baylor will cover. So Tyler, I do see it being a very close game.
For sure.
So
it'll be interesting to see what that spread is. I bet you know what, that's probably going to be like a 1.5, 2.5 spread.
Nah, it's got to be more than that. I would say I think I could see 4.5, 5.5.
Watch them. Are you ready for this? Watch them make Kansas dogs.
No way.
Okay, watch them. Watch Kansas dogs. Everybody jumps on Kansas.
Oh,
It's one of those. It has it written. You know how
if that would happen, I would bet on Baylor just because they know.
Right, which is what we've talked about a lot. But it has the feelings, and it's kind of funny that I don't know. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. It's even looking at these games and as many bets as we have placed, over the last 3 years, 4 years that we've been doing this, is we're pretty spot on with spreads. Like when we can look at two teams, it'll probably be about this.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're pretty spot on. You know what I mean? So I can guarantee you this is going to be one of those trap games where they're going to make Kansas like a plus 1.5 or a plus 2, 2.5. And everybody's going to be like, whoa, Kansas, come on. They're ranked 11. Baylor's not even ranked. No matter where it's at, people are going to jump on Kansas as a dog. Baylor beats them by 5. So
I just don't see. Yeah.
I'm just saying that's my prediction. I have no insider of clue. But we got Texas Tech, Houston next, 6:00.
Yeah. You can't. I can't pick against Houston yet.
I want to see the spread on this. I think Houston wins, but I'll tell you one thing. I love picking Texas Tech this year.
In every sport.
Yeah.
In football and basketball. In football and basketball.
I was actually going to call you out if you didn't own up to that for sure.
No, I do. And I have trouble not making them my pick sometimes. I'm like, because I'm it's more of a heart thing. I don't know why. I don't even know why I like Texas Tech. I just do. Maybe it's an old Bobby Knight thing or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go Houston with this though. Trey?
I'm going to go Houston to win. I do like Texas Tech, Tyler. I think that they're just a very overlooked team in both football and basketball this year.
Yeah.
I don't like their
They do love to cover though.
Yeah.
That's what great teams do.
Not a fan of their coach, but they do have a good roster, and they are they're just a good cohesive team. So yeah, I'm going to take the Cougars.
Cougars.
All right. Next one, prime time, 6:30. Duke versus North Carolina.
So Tyler, go ahead.
So Trey, I'll teach you how to pick for your teams.
Oh my gosh.
My team is down this year, but I'm picking the Tar Heels. At Duke, Carolina always plays very well at Duke for some whatever weird reason. I'm going to go Carolina. It's going to obviously be close because Hubert Davis doesn't teach his team how to win games, like when you're beating a team pretty bad. If it's not close, then Duke blows the doors off of the game and beats them by like 35. But I'm going to go Carolina.
I think the spread.
That's how you pick your favorite team,
like,
Trey.
What do you guys think? I think like a 6-point spread. 5,
7.5.
I was going to say they're going to make it. They're going to make it outrageous.
And I'll take Carolina with the spread and the points, but I do think Duke will win. I think it's just going to be a close game. I could see this being like a 1 or 2 point game in Duke's favor.
Just remember, they made like Duke double-digit favorites when they had Zion.
Yeah.
And then Zion blew his shoe out like the first 15 seconds of the game. And there was no coming back from it.
Yeah,
So it was very weird. So I would just say watch for the spread to be a little stupid. Like to the point where it's like, you're right, Trey. Like, you might as well just put it on Carolina to cover.
You ever see the stats in between their matchups? It's
the only thing that I will say a very big.
They might make it like 9.5.
Yeah,
I bet it's. I would say 7.5, 8.5 is pretty solid.
I said 6.5.
I'm just gonna say it's gonna be anywhere in the 8.5 to 10.5 range.
There's no way they would make it the double-digit game.
I don't think it's gonna be.
We're gonna be updating our sports books on Friday night. Like, come on, where's the line?
Yeah,
screenshot.
Yeah,
because that's how you take a screenshot, like an old photo camera.
Yeah, like a camera.
My thing is the big indicator for how the game's gonna go is Duke. Duke is it's very telling how Duke starts. They're very guilty of having very slow offensive starts to games, letting teams in it, and then they've turned it on. And just kind of seems like sometimes Cooper waits till the second half to like, all right, I'll just kind of take this over now. Like, look at when they beat NC State, he scored 23 in the second half, whereas in the first half, like I think he shot the ball like 5 times. So, and it's almost like he's just like willing to do that, but if Duke starts fast, then I think they could do what Tyler said. But this rivalry, like point differential in the past how many years is like 2 overall between all the games played.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I do have a prop bet for this game though. Over under pukes on the court.
Dude, what the hell?
Over a half.
What was going on there?
Dude, and then a girl passed out. Like, what the hell was going on?
Yeah.
In Cameron Indoor Stadium. Like, are they poisoning people? Is it?
Just remember, Puff Johnson threw up in the national championship game on the court. So don't get.
Is it asbestos?
Don't act like you guys never puked.
Asbestos. That place is old.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you have a fan passed out, had to be carried out, and then you have somebody throwing up on the court.
So the post game conference, if you watched, was Malawash was okay. He was struggling with cramping, and so he chugged too much Gatorade, and it just, dude.
I've been there before.
Yes, you have. I have the best story of Trey.
Conditioning camp.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes, that was one of the funniest things. Right in the middle of the road.
Tell that story real quick.
So I finally convinced Trey to come to conditioning week for football in high school, and he was gonna. I think he's middle school, high school, middle school team was showing up too. So I he was pissed off at me, pissed off at our parents that they're actually like, yes, go Trey. So we run like
Trey didn't really like to work that hard.
No, that's why I like baseball practice. But
just kidding, Trey.
So we sit there, we get there. I'm like, dude, it won't be that bad. They don't like kill us. We run like 12 gassers, like, and it was like our school's version of gasser, which is pretty bad. And the whole time after we're done, we're doing like cool down stretch after it's all done. Like he's going in opposite direction to me. And I'm like, you good? And he just keeps telling me like, shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
And then finally we're going to leave and I'm in the car. I'm like, where the hell is Trey? He's like, oh yeah, he had to go in and get his water bottle. And I like look in my rear view mirror of my car waiting for him. Like he's just standing there. And I'm like, Trey, let's go. And he just tells me to shut up and stop talking to him again. Middle of the street, just projectile water fountain everywhere.
Because I didn't eat breakfast and I chugged that huge water bottle.
It was awesome. I'm like, oh, come on, buddy, you're all right.
It was bad.
Oh.
Get away from me, Trent. Get away from me.
Nah,
he was a little buddy.
Like Peter Pan, I guess.
More like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
I don't want to run anymore, Trent.
Oh, dude, it was bad, but I'm gonna go Duke in this one. I got Duke. Yeah. I mean, they should, but everything is in the direction of Carolina pulling this off. Here's what's. Can I just say something real quick, and we'll move on to the last couple. Carolina has to play absolutely desperate because there's a very good chance that if they don't win this game, they're done. I'm just gonna put that out there. You have 10 losses.
Look at Trent putting a little something extra on this game. Like, hey, if they're done. We're gonna end.
You will.
I know.
Well, I'm not actually speaking in that. Man, I'm saying from.
That's what you just said. You said that you're gonna end North Carolina's season.
That's a quote.
That's a quote.
That's the dangerous side of it. Is there's a good chance that if they don't win, you get 10 losses that they're out.
Yeah, you hear that, Tyler?
I'm tagging RJ Davis and Hubert. So this is bulletin board material.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they don't need it, but
send them an email.
They won't be able to read it.
But don't you?
Oh, dude, we're like.
No, he's saying they can't read the email. Trace,
that's funny. That's funny.
I have to voice the text, I guess. But Todd, I mean, I'm not
translated the pictures.
I was not.
Sorry.
I was not trying to be rude. I'm saying like with that loss to Pitt, like that's where they're at right now.
Yeah, that was a shitty loss to Pitt.
Yeah,
but yeah, so, let's get into moving on.
All right, Marquette, UConn. It's at Marquette, number 25 versus number 9. I would say just pay close attention when you're picking the spread as to whether or not what's his name, Liam McNeely, the freshman, real good freshman for UConn. He's been out since January 1st. He's getting ready to come back. He did not come back last night against DePaul, but
he's got a particular set of skills.
Yeah, that's Liam Nielsen, right?
Liam Nielsen.
Anyway,
I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's a good basketball player, so
straight up win. I'm going Marquette.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna pick the best fucking coach in the sport.
Yeah, I'm love to see what the spread is.
Hold on, that was a joke, but I'm gonna take UConn because this is gonna be another trap where everybody's gonna jump on Marquette. I don't trust Shaka Smart teams just as much as I don't trust Rick Barnes teams, just as much as I don't trust. Who's another coach I don't trust? I guess I could throw Hubert Davis in there now, but yeah.
Who is a coach?
I'm going UConn. No, I trust Izzo.
Calipari. I know Jamie Dixon.
Jamie Dixon, yeah.
Yeah.
First weekend, Jamie.
Is he still at TCU?
Yeah, first weekend, Jamie.
That's good.
I don't know who else I wouldn't trust. Maybe Andy Enfield.
No. Who are you picking, Trey? Connecticut or Marquette?
I'm going to go Marquette to win, but Tyler, I agree. I think I want to see the spread. I like UConn with the points. All these matchups, I like the underdog because it's in rivalries. You never know what's going to happen. So why not just take the free points? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, just thought of another coach, Purdue guy.
Oh, Painter.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about Seth
Um,
MacFarlane from Virginia?
Tony Bennett, he's
Yeah.
gone. He
I
retired.
know, but like he was one that you could always never really
I don't know.
trust.
Nah, I trusted him.
Yeah, I guess you just lost to a 16 seed. That's pretty true.
But I used to trust him on taking the unders on his team.
Well, yeah.
Dude, his last game of his career, they scored like 22 points.
Dude, they had like over unders like right at 100 for Virginia.
Remember they were the first 4 game last year, and everyone was so pissed that Virginia got in, and they scored like 20 some points in the game. Like, great call, bracketologist.
That's like the Iowa football. Like Virginia basketball was like Iowa football.
God.
It's like no offense.
I have a
at
question.
all.
Did that coach's son ever get fired, the offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
With that stipulation that he had?
Yeah, he didn't coach this year. He wasn't there this
Because
year.
he had averaged like over 20 or 23 points or something. And I think they averaged like 13.
Yeah. All right, next one. This is going to be a spicy one. Calipari returns to Rupp Arena, Kentucky. So Arkansas, unranked.
Make the argument with a lot of Kentucky guys, right?
Yes, for Arkansas. Yes,
that's what I mean. Like everybody left Kentucky. Remember?
Yep, 3 or 4. I think Kentucky pounds them.
Oh man, dude, I would love nothing more than that.
Yeah.
I would love Mark Pope to beat the crap out of Arkansas. Dude, they look identical.
They do. Weird. I called that like week 1.
I think Trent, you're right.
Shout out Coach Hoff.
Yeah, I think Kentucky does kind of smack them, but I think it's going to take the second half to do so. I think Alabama's going to keep it close in the first half.
You mean Arkansas?
Interested. Or what did I say? Yeah, that's how I meant Arkansas. Same color, same letter. Yeah, I just think they're going to be hyped up, but Kentucky's just a better team, and I think better coached.
Cal's gonna get heckled.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, as he should.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a wild game. It's a 9:00-er.
But like they can't.
I was trying to figure out why they made that a 9:00 game as opposed to Duke, North Carolina, and then I was like, oh, that's right.
But like, here's my question, real quick, and I know we're wrapping this up, but like, as a Kentucky fan, you can't like talk about early exits or Oakland or anything because like really that's still your team, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's what's weird. I don't know. But all right, last game, Gonzaga St. Mary's.
I'm taking Gonzaga to win.
So you're all
I was gonna say this year more than not, I would not be as confident in Gonzaga winning these conference games because I don't think they're as good as what people make them out to be.
They're unranked.
St. Mary's already?
What's that?
Didn't they lose to St. Mary's already?
I'll tell you here.
Stat guys.
I actually don't know if they played yet. Did they? I will tell you.
Well, there's fun schools.
They did not play yet.
Okay.
But
who am I thinking though that Gonzaga lost to?
Gonzaga most recently.
San Francisco or Santa Clara.
Gonzaga. They lost to Santa Clara 103, and they lost back to back. They lost to Oregon State.
That was it. Oregon State West Coast Conference.
But Santa Clara was the team I was thinking of.
Yeah, they're Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga has some good losses too. If you think about it, and I hate to say a good loss, but like they've lost to West Virginia, which was unexpected. Kentucky, who's good. UConn, who's good. UCLA, who's Oregon State, Santa Clara are pretty bad losses. But when you look at the matchup overall, offensively, Gonzaga's second in the nation in points scored. However, when it comes down to defensive rating wise, that's where St. Mary's is 12th in the nation. So I don't know. Something just tells me St. Mary's is going to win this.
It's possible.
Just think I got St. Mary's on this one. So,
all right. Last game, Trent. you had, because this is now probably my next shirt I'll buy, Houston Christian and Incarnate Wood. Sorry. Wood.
Oh, it's on Tyler's mind.
I'm going Houston Christian. I'm sticking with them. I know they cover, and I think they'll also win.
So just to clarify for listeners, number one team in terms of covering the spread.
Yeah.
Both these teams are 10-11. What is this, Southland Conference, I think?
Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite conferences to bet on. So
yeah. So yeah, and I gotta go with the hot hand right now. Like, let's go Huskies, Houston Christian. Wait till you see their gym sometime. You watch a game in their gym. I'm telling you right now, our high school gym was bigger than theirs.
Don't doubt it.
It's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going Houston Christian. They're 7-3 in the conference, man.
That's the thing I can't wait for is these small conferences. Their tournaments are awesome because you get these 500 teams. Sometimes you get a below 500 team that just makes a run and gets an automatic bid. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right. Yeah. One other game just real quick, because I always like to put an upset alert out there too. Upset alert. I'm going to say South Carolina beats Texas A&M.
I like that.
Okay.
So keep an eye on that. That's 8:30 at night, Saturday night.
Trey, you've got to figure out a way to get tickets to the next Utah Hockey Club game.
Okay.
Because they are holding a live in-arena vote for their official team name.
Really?
So, Trey, once again, hit us with what they should be called.
Oh, the Salt Lake City Soakers.
Dude, I thought you were going to say they were going to have like an in-arena live soak.
That's what I thought, like a super soaker battle. I was going to be like, what?
Could you imagine, though, if you were the Soakers and your celebration was like,
yeah,
you had
like walls everywhere.
Dude.
Spray.
So hold on. So Hockey Club is not the name yet, officially.
It's like kind of like what the Commanders did.
It's gonna be the Yeti.
Should be.
They said they're not going with it yet, but
they will,
because it can be Yetis, or something else.
The Utah Yeti would be cool.
Yeah, not multiple Yetis. It's Yeti. Like,
yeah, but okay, but
like
it is an option to be Yetis.
That's stupid. It's
like
let's be the Pennsylvania white-tailed deers.
Yeah. How many people would be like, "Oh, it's the Yetis"? Like,
I hope not many people.
The sheeps. Yeah.
Some special people out there.
Yes. Oh man, but I saw that and I thought, oh man,
I almost just let a word fly.
Then wrap it up, Tyler. Here we go.
All right. Well, enjoy your weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy Thursday. Look for rivalry. Let's have a great Saturday basketball. Next week, let's go Super Bowl. All right. See you, Trent. See you, Trey.
See you, fellas.
See you, Tyler.